What's up guys, Zenogrid here, back again with another video. So you have a low-end or maybe a moderately good PC and you install a game on your PC, really excited to play, you open the game just to find out that your PC runs the game worse than a potato. So you go to the internet to find some solution for that, and the best solution you can find is to reduce the graphics. Now that actually works, but that also takes away from the core experience of a game. And nowadays game companies focusing so much on graphics, I think reducing the graphics really takes a lot away from the game. Which is why in this video I'm gonna show you guys how you can boost the FPS of a game without decreasing the graphics quality. Now before we do anything, please be sensible, because if you have a PC with Core 2 Duo or Core i3 that was released almost 10 or 15 years ago, it's obvious that you cannot play a game that was released last year or this year. Don't just come at me saying, bro, I did everything you told me in the video, I still didn't see any boost, just to tell me you have a PC from last decade. Now there are 4 things that you can do to boost the performance of your PC and get more FPS. First, Windows optimization. Secondly, hardware adjustment, and third, there's some in-game adjustment. I'm not talking about graphics, but some settings in game can actually help, and obviously lastly, graphics adjustments. So we're gonna go through all of them today. So let's start with Windows optimization. Now since it is our main operating system, Windows can easily get cluttered, and that's why regular optimization is quite necessary. So let's start that, shall we? The first thing we're gonna do is clear our C drive by clearing all the temporary files. And how you can do that is go to search, then type run, then type temp here, T-E-M-P, that will be. Now you might see this. Now anyway, all the files that you see here are temporary files that was needed in some case by some application. And now it's not necessary, so go ahead and select all with Ctrl+A, then right click, and then go ahead and delete all of them. And skip the ones that you can't delete. So after deleting all the files from temporary, we're gonna go to run again. Then type %temp%. It's gonna be the same. So go ahead and hit OK. And then do the same thing. Select all of them with Ctrl+A, then right click and then delete. And skip the ones you can't delete. The next thing you're gonna do is create a restore point. The reason why you're doing this is so that in case you don't like something or you see that your PC is actually giving you problems after doing that, you can go back to the previous version that you used. So type create a restore point here. You just see this here. Go ahead and open it. Then hit create. Now give it a name. I'm just gonna name it FPS boost. Then hit create. And then it will take some time to create a restore point. If you want to restore that, just go to system restore and you will find the option there. Now the next thing you're gonna do is set the power mode to high performance mode. This is especially important in laptops because laptops actually have multiple modes for battery consumption. So go to choose power plan, and here as you can see I already have it on performance. Now you might have it on silent or any other option. Hit performance here. The next thing you want to do is go to settings and disable your notifications. Now I know this might not seem much, but things like this actually can add up and actually give you better performance. And notifications can actually cause disturbance, especially because it uses your CPU and RAM. So go ahead and hit off on this and you'll see that all of the notifications have been disabled. Now in case if you are someone who needs to have notifications of Messenger or WhatsApp or Instagram, those platforms are actually important to you, hit on and make sure that this is on and turn off all the ones that you don't need. So I'm just gonna do that because I actually need Messenger and WhatsApp. So go ahead and hit close now. The next thing you're gonna do is disable all the unnecessary startup applications. For that, go to Task Manager. You can open it from here or you can press Ctrl Alt Escape. So from Task Manager, go to Startup Apps. It will be the same for Windows 10, but it might be here somewhere. So find Startup Apps. Now here as you can see, there are a lot of applications that are enabled. Now disable only ones that you know you don't need. Like Battle.net is a launcher for Overwatch to me. That's why I'm gonna disable it. Then there's Skype, WhatsApp that I don't need when I turn on my PC. There's Teams, there's Steam, there's Epic Games Launch. Like there are so many launchers that you need to play games. It's kinda annoying. So go ahead and disable all of the launchers. And please don't disable anything that you think might be important or that you think, you don't know about. After disabling something, you might see that your PC is not turning on properly or you're having issue playing your favorite game. So just disable the ones that you know about. The next thing you're gonna do is also in Task Manager. Just go to Process and check for all the applications that are using the memory and CPU. Now if you see anything abnormal here, go ahead and close it. Now I'm using OBS Studio for recording, which is why it's using a lot of CPU and memory, but that's not unnecessary or abnormal. Like in some cases you might see software like Google Chrome using 90 or 80% of your CPU for no reason. Go ahead and close that. Now I don't know why that might happen, but that might actually be virus in your PC. Like there can be any software here, I'm not just talking about Google Chrome. So in that case, go ahead and do a virus scan on your PC. For that you can use Windows Security. So just go to Windows Security. I'm just gonna type security here, sorry. So go to Windows Security and hit scan. Now if you still see those abnormalities and don't see any kind of virus and threat on the Windows Security, okay, here's the quick scan that you have to find. So in that case, like if you don't see anything wrong in Windows Security, but there's still something that's abnormal about this process manager, go ahead and use the software like Malwarebytes to check for adwares. Because sometimes it might not be a virus or anything, it just might be adware. And please be careful about clicking on random ads. No, there's no hot single mother in your area. Please stop clicking on those. Now Task Manager task is actually done, so close it. The next thing you can do, which is optional, is go to Advanced System Settings and change how your PC looks. Your Windows looks. Now this is actually optional because this is important. This is something that you should do if you have low amount of RAM. But if you don't, I would recommend you to just skip it because this will make your PC look horrible. You won't actually enjoy it. So go to Settings. Now from here, set the adjust for best performance. You'll see that all of them has been unticked, and now if I hit apply, my PC is looking a bit weird. Like you won't see any difference in my video, but when you're using it, you will feel the difference. That's why I said this is optional, but if your PC has low amount of RAM, I recommend you do this. The next thing you must do is update all of your drivers. This can be anything from your graphics driver to your display to your network adapter driver. So for that I recommend a software named iobit driver booster. So go to Chrome or any other browser that you use and search for iobit driver booster. This is not a paid promotion or anything, I just like this software because this does everything without using or adding any kind of malware or adware in your PC. So go ahead and install this and hit scan on the software and it will download all the drivers automatically. That's it. And for graphics drivers, for NVIDIA GPU, go to GeForce Experience and then go to drivers and then hit check for updates. If there's any update, go ahead and install that. Now if you have an AMD GPU, you can use the AMD software, this one, or if you have a Intel GPU, you can use the basic method, which is right click on the start menu, then go to device manager, then go to display adapters, find your GPU, then hit right click on it and update driver, and it will update your driver. That's it. By the way, if this video helps, then please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video. It will mean a lot to me and it will encourage me to make more videos like this. Now that we have all of that out of the way, let's talk about some hardware adjustments that can help you get better performance. First, swapping to Ethernet or LAN cable. Now a lot of you guys might not know this, but Wi-Fi isn't actually that great for gaming, and using an Ethernet or a LAN cable will actually improve the performance by a lot. Now I'm not talking about FPS boost or anything, but it will remove all of the network stutters that you get in a game like Valorant or Counter-Strike. So using a LAN cable is obviously a better idea if you're into online gaming. The next adjustment you should do is change the position of your PC. Now a lot of people actually keep their PC in a clustered space, which doesn't let the PC breathe any air. there's no airflow, so which is why you're not gonna get better performance out of your PC because your components are gonna heat up a lot. So go ahead and keep your PC in an open space like this. Now if you're using a laptop, get yourself a laptop cooler. Now a lot of laptops might not have their intake fan at the bottom, so go ahead and check that if the intake fan is at the bottom or at the side. Now if you have a bottom intake fan, go ahead and get a cooler because it will give you more airflow, but not for that, but the air cooler will actually give a little bit of leverage to your laptop. That's why I would recommend you to get a laptop cooler. The next change you should do is upgrade your RAM. Now it's 2023 guys, and 4GB RAM is nowhere near enough. So go ahead and get yourself another 4GB stick. Now most laptops and desktop PCs will actually support dual channel RAM, doesn't matter which generation it is. Now most of them will, and well, if it does, obviously check it first, and if it does, go ahead and get yourself another 4GB stick. The next change you should do is install your game in a SSD. Now a lot of people might not have SSD, so if you don't have SSD still, go ahead and get yourself one. They are dirt cheap nowadays. Go ahead and get like a 240GB, that would be good enough, and install the game you usually play on that SSD. You will not only get better loading time, but also get better performance from your whole PC. Last but not least, change the thermal paste. I see a lot of people that don't even know what is a thermal paste. Now thermal paste is basically a paste that's used to conduct heat from your laptop's CPU, laptop or desktop CPU or GPU to the heatsink. So go ahead and change that. That needs to be changed every 1 or 2 years. And changing that will give you a better cooling performance in your PC, thus giving better performance. Now we have all of that hardware things out of the way, let's talk about some in-game changes that you should do. The first thing I would recommend you to do is play games in offline mode. Like if you are playing a game that has both online and offline mode, like say GTA 5, you should play in offline mode for getting better performance, because online mode will take up more resource because it's using internet. You know what I'm talking about, right? I think cracked gamers are laughing at this, but well, if you're playing legit games, just play the games in offline mode. The next thing we have on Windows 10 and 11 is Xbox Game Bar. Now that's actually necessary, that's actually not necessary if you don't have an Xbox controller or you don't play with any kind of controller. Like you see this thing here, have you ever used it? I haven't. I actually play with a controller and I have never used it. So let's go ahead and disable this, shall we? So for that, go to settings, then go to gaming, then Xbox Game Bar and hit disable, hit off. And well, this will disable the Xbox Game Bar, and if you are not using any controller, it's better to just disable it. Now in Windows 11, in gaming section, there is the option to turn on record what happened. Now this is something that will record last 1 or 2 minutes. So go ahead and turn this off if you have a low-end PC or like your PC isn't good enough, because this is actually taking up resources. And game mode can actually be turned on, so go ahead and turn this on. The next thing you are looking for is hardware accelerated graphics scheduling. Now if you are using Windows 11, follow me. So go to graphics, then go to change default settings, then here you will find hardware accelerated GPU scheduling. So go ahead and turn this on, and also keep this turned off because well, nobody plays windowed games. The next thing you can do if you're playing a game and you're getting FPS like 30, 35 and you're actually seeing sudden spikes, what you can do is lock the FPS. Now if the game you're playing actually has lock FPS option in the settings, go ahead and use that. And if your game doesn't have that option, you can use a software like RTSS or Recylcle Statistics Server. For that, go ahead and install MSI Afterburner. RTSS will come free with it. So go ahead and open Recylcle Statistics Server. So I think I have that installed. Yes, I have it installed. So go ahead and open it. Now in the software, hit add and find the game location. You have to find the game where you installed it. The game I'm gonna add here is gonna be Fortnite, so go ahead and find it. I think it's gonna be in binaries, Win64. Yes, I found the game. So well, I think this was Fortnite, I hope so, I'm not sure, but however the method is same. So after adding your game, go to frame rate limit, go ahead and set it to 30, 40, 50, 60, however FPS you're getting. Like if you're getting 44 FPS, set it to 40, just like round figure it, because you're gonna get better performance that way. I mean, not better performance exactly, but you won't see any stutters anymore. And I think that's good enough. So go ahead and do that video, and then you don't have to do anything, just hit enter after this and it will be saved automatically. And that's it. And by the way, you have to keep it running in the background. Yes, I know it sounds weird, but keep it running in the background. Another thing that you can use is game boosters. The game booster I recommend is Razer Cortex, but I think it's better to not use any kind of game booster. Some people will see result and some people will not. It totally depends on the PC, but if you want, go ahead and try out some game boosters. Most probably they won't work. But if they do, please let me know down in the comment, because well, it's great and I would let my viewers know about that. The next thing I would recommend you to do is, if your game actually supports downsampling like FSR or DLSS, go ahead and use it. You will actually get better performance out of it. And the last suggestion that I can give you is that mods. Mods are a great way to boost performance or like change the whole game and gameplay. And there are a lot of performance mods for a lot of games like Cyberpunk, GTA, Skyrim. They all have performance mod. I think Skyrim doesn't need any kind of mod for performance, but I guess you get the idea. So check out if the game you're playing actually has mods available. And lastly, if none of them worked, go ahead and reduce the graphics, because you have to remember it's a hardware running a software, and the best performance you're gonna get is the best your hardware can offer. You cannot go over that. So well, that's it for today, and if this video helped, please subscribe to the channel. It will mean a lot to me. Thanks, and see you guys in the next video.